Hello guys, justGoron here and welcome back to Planet Zoo, and today we are looking at a little side project that I've been working on. This is the Reptile Kingdom and it is part of a little contest on the Bro Nation Discord server. And for me it's mostly just been a little bit of a small side project where I've been able to pour my creativity into without having to worry about any video making stuff, because I've waited until it was finished, until I made a video of it, which is the one that you are watching right now. So let's have a bit of a look around, shall we? So the outside of the zoo was already built and provided by the hosts of the challenge, and the idea was that you have the little section of area that you had to build your zoo inside of. So that's what I did, and I started off building this big manor, and I basically just took the inspiration from a single image that I found online of a manor that kind of showed what I had in mind and just gave me the main idea of what I wanted the building to look like. It's loosely inspired by a zoo here in the Netherlands. Well, I say a zoo, it's more of just a reptile house with some other animals around it as well. And that building is a kind of an old farmhouse that's been converted into a reptile house. So here I had the idea of getting an old manor that has been converted into a reptile house as well, but they've kept the exterior the same, probably because they weren't allowed to do much about the exterior. So when you come up to the zoo, you have entrance this way, staff area that way, and a little extra path kind of going through the forest over here that will bring you, there's actually people using it, which is pretty nice, that will bring you to a viewing area of the saltwater crocodile habitat, which is pretty cool. For this building I kind of did try to come up with a bit of a story. Of course there's the whole story of it being the building converted, so when building it I kind of kept trying to have the rooms make sense to a certain degree. So the idea here is that the room above this was like a ballroom sort of thing, and the bottom over here with this kind of two arches as an entrance used to be the stables, and they've kind of tore out the floor and made it into a big crocodile habitat. If we go around the other way, this is the staff area that was provided by the challenge, but we've got this kind of not very well kept foresty area. I'm imagining this entire thing kind of being inside a forest. And then back here you have the entrance to the tortoise habitat, as well as the entrance to the basement, where there is another crocodile habitat, which we'll get to later. So enough about the outside, let's actually head inside. And you can actually already see some things moving around because all of these windows are custom and actually see-through, so you can actually get a view of the inside of the building. Now the windows in this game are pretty kind of dark and reflective, so it's hard to tell, but yeah, you can actually look through it, and you can actually see that people use the actual door. I'm saying actually a lot and something tells me that is a theme that's going to continue throughout this video. But we've got the Reptile Kingdom by justGoron, that's me, and yeah, we've got this nice little kind of finish of the building. But enough, let's head inside. And I think it is time for me to close the zoo for a while, because it is crowded inside. So let's get rid of all the people that fit in this place. It's a crowded building. I actually don't know how this many people fit inside, but they do. Look at that. Okay, I think things have emptied out enough. We can start going inside, and yeah, this is where we've got kind of the main hallway with this nice flooring, which is actually straight from the Beekse project, because I should probably mention this is actually the first thing I've really built since starting the Beekse project, so it's really kind of a test to how much I've improved in building. And yeah, so I've tried to apply a lot of the tricks that I learned and really show that I've improved since starting that project. Which is kind of a thing that also shows like that you improve by just building or rebuilding stuff, because it gives you a lot of tricks like this flooring. These little things is something I discovered while making the Beekseberger project, and there's probably other things around as well. But yeah, over here we've got the kind of main hallway of the building. You can also look out into the back garden, which is also a bit more foresty and stuff like that. Here's a gift shop and an information center where people can kind of get informed about the zoo. Use these sorts of wall decorations all over the place to make the walls a bit less bland, because they often were. And this is a pretty cool kind of display as well of this kind of ancient fossilized plants. Then over here you've got meteor crocs, because these are the two croc species that are in this reptile house. We've already seen the salties, but there's also some gharials in the basement, which we'll get to. First we'll have a look around over here, which is kind of the dining area, and yeah, we've got just some decoration to make it a bit less bland everywhere, but we've got some actual functional tables where I don't see people sit down that often, but I mean they're around. Yeah, over here we've got some of the first exhibits, which are kind of just jammed into wherever there was space for them. And we've got these education boards, and then oh crap, yeah, I still need to make a door over here, because this is this is an open wall. Okay, that's the only thing that's left to do. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, coming onto this balcony over here, we've got another view into the backyard area, which is, yeah, as I said, very foresty. And over there is the entrance to the saltwater crocodile habitat. And in the back there you can actually see another door, which is a staff area. But along the back here there's a bit of a river, because this is a walk-through turtle habitat, and this river is keeping the turtles from getting away. And yeah, they're just chilling. Is he moving? He's moving. Okay, everything's fine. So yeah, we've got some pretty cool rock work over here, and then a little gate, which free roaming animals, just to warn the guests, like, yeah, you're about to encounter some turtles. And yeah, over here we've got a bit of a garden area, which is the front of the building again, and you can have this nice little sit down, look at the staff working, I guess. The main reason, like, this is a nice place for a bench, but the view isn't that great, but I could imagine some like bird watchers sitting here looking at the different birds in the trees and stuff like that, so that's why I kept it. So back at the dining hall, you may notice the don't look down sign. Now of course that is just a little joke, because you definitely do want to look down over here, because you got a great view into the gharial habitat, which is what the basement is all about. And yeah, you can just see them chill there, which is really, really great. Then on the other side of the hallway, we've got some snakes. I think it is like the eastern round snake. Probably not. It was a... what are you? Yellow anaconda, right. And on the other side we've got a boa constrictor, I think. Let's see where he's hanging out. I don't see him. Let's head inside. Should be a boa in here. Oh, there he is. I'm blind. Hi. And then over here you've got another view into the saltwater crocodile habitat, which, yeah, really just, you can still see like just all the windows and stuff are in there. They really just converted this old room into a saltwater crocodile habitat. And you can see the ceiling is still in there, these beams and stuff of just the torn open ceiling. And yeah, we've got these planters with all some tropical plants to make the crocs feel at home, but the main habitat is just a slab of concrete. It's just concrete everywhere, which is also pretty cool. And at the right time of day, you really get some nice reflections and stuff from the windows when the light's shining through. Same for over here, actually. Yeah, that's the great thing about these custom windows. I think it's actually at exactly 2 o'clock-ish. That's when the sun just shines right through the windows. And you get these great views of the light hitting the building just right. Now over here is the big stairwell, and you can go either downstairs or upstairs. Let's go upstairs first. So you've got another view into the crocodile habitat over here. You can see them a bit more from above. And when we turn around, we get to what in my kind of story is the newest addition to this reptile house. In fact, they're still kind of renovating, and we got a no cameras, no flashes sign, because we're about to enter the night house. It's a temporary exhibit called Creatures of the Night, and because it's temporary, they've kind of just put down some education signs. Instead of making a fully darkened room, they just hung up a bunch of cloth. And yeah, if we go through here, we're in this darkened room, but yeah, it's just pieces of cloth hanging about to make the room darker than it actually is. I wish you could turn off the lights of these things so that it was actually a dark room, but yeah, we've got some kind of night critters like desert scorpions, the Gila monster, and I think this is the eastern brown snake? Common death adder. Well, I'm wrong again. Yeah, and the idea is that this used to be kind of a staff area, but they've now temporarily opened it up to guests. But behind these cloths are still like all the staff storage of all sorts of things. But yeah, because this is kind of newly opened up, they do have they haven't really painted any of these walls yet, apart from over here, where there is actually a other viewing area into the crocodile habitat, but right now they're not really visible. I guess they haven't been fed yet, so they don't really have a reason to come out of the water. So going downstairs, we're actually getting to the final part of this zoo. It's a very small one, but that's kind of the point. It's a micro zoo for a reason. We get another view into the saltwater crocodile habitat from over here. We've got a bit of an underwater view, but mainly you're just at eye level with these monsters, and that is so cool. They're looking right at you. Ooh! Oh. Now that is cool. So yeah, here you go downstairs, there's some toilets, there's a door leading to the staff, kind of staff rooms and things like that. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? And then there's some more exhibits for various iguanas, frogs, yeah, that's it actually. There's 2 types of iguanas and several types of frogs. They might not always be visible. Wait, you can actually see the Goliath frog over there. And I think over here we've got another iguana then. Yeah, there you can see his tail. And these are actually quite small exhibits because they're kind of cut in half by that wall, so the animals might not always be entirely visible. And then over here we've got the brand new red-eyed tree frog, which is pretty cool as well. And if we turn around, we get the gharial habitat, and they have decided to leave the water, of course, right when I'm here. Oh, look away, kids. Now, they've recently been fed, so to see. So over here there's a little feeding rock. And oh, apparently they also just dumped the fish on the floor there. And that gives them a reason to chill out near this window as well. But they're probably heading back to the water now. Or no, they're just lying down. That works too. Wait, no, he's coming, he's coming. There he is. Welcome back, little buddy. Yeah, that just about sums up the zoo. We've got a nice little waterfall over here. Of course, this place doesn't have the biggest budget probably, so they can't make the fanciest of waterfalls. What's actually really funny is that if you speed up the game, these things completely go berserk. But yeah, most of the budget is probably going into these crocodile habitats and just the exhibits in general. So making the building look presentable is a pretty high priority. I mean, I did make some things like over here where you can still see all the beams of the old building, because like half the attraction is the animals, but the other half is just the estate itself. And while they did renovate the entire inside to kind of fit the Reptile House aesthetic, they still want to kind of showcase like all the wood and yeah, just how old this place actually is. But yeah, I don't really know if there's much else to show other than the fact that I really need to clean my stuff better. And yeah, I still need to make that door, so let me just put that in. Okay, so I went with a very simple door that just fits the size of this place. I decided to add some of these little rugs in front of the door, just so that people wipe their feet and don't get the floors all dirty. Probably will. But that really just about finishes off this build. Of course, you didn't get to see much of the building process, but I still hope you enjoyed this little video. What this project has kind of sparked in me is a bit of a desire to do something other than just the Beekse Bergen project, which I will of course still be working on, but I think we may be starting a new project pretty soon. I have something in mind. I just have to kind of think about how I'm gonna work it out exactly, and if it's actually gonna have enough animals for it to be worth it, but we'll see about that. So this has been the Reptile Kingdom. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.